I think we're going to see a bit of a bubble burst in not only AI stocks, but in this data storage hysteria.
Professor Galloway made some interesting observations, which I think on their own they're very interesting. But when you put those together, they seem to lack figures and they contradict a bit. So, first, stocks are going to be adjusted when more cheap AI products and services are available, like models like DeepSeek, and I'm sure good tooling can be made available to compete with companies like Claude or ChatGPT. But then the idea of a government bailout of AI and the AI bubble bursting and robotics being a trend to look for, all those three potentially cancel out. If you consider a government bailout, then the AI bubble does not necessarily burst. Maybe it simmers and it goes away, but it will not burst as long as a government bailout is on the table. The minute that debt, for example, that was given to CoreWeave or one of the other players to make good on their commitments made by OpenAI or a different company, the minute that credit comes due and it is not payable by the debtor, the government will step in and that will stop the potential domino effect of an AI bubble burst. And that is what happened in 2007, 2008, 2009, when the mortgage backed security insurance providers were not able to insure all of the mortgages going awry. So the government decided to step in some instances, but not in other instances. And that is what led to institutions like Lehman Brothers falling apart and the mortgage bubble burst. If there is a government bailout, the AI bubble cannot necessarily burst, but there might be a simmer. Then, thirdly, for robotics to explode and be a growth sector led by AWS, which I do agree, but there's other companies right at its heels, AI again comes into the equation because robots are driven by AI. So if we're saying that robots are going to be a big trend, now we're saying that AI and the demand for data centers, chips, and that investment is also going to go up. So again, not a reason why the AI bubble would burst, right? It might deflate a bit, it might change. Some of the companies may be devalued, but you don't get a bubble burst when you have a backstop in the government and another growth sector like robotics alongside all the other growth sectors like consumer AI, AI companions, AI in the enterprise. OpenAI is surely going to go into porn and advertising, and those segments can help the company grow significantly, perhaps not to the $1.6 trillion of commitments, but significantly to actually come close. I will follow this up with other figures, but I thought I would opine on the interesting video of Professor G, and I will continue to listen. The information's always useful, and I certainly grow, so please continue the good work.